Hey you! Yes you! Stop playing underneath the bed sheets! Are you even listening to me? A little preoccupied, are we? Well, you forced my hand.
What the heck, man?
For the past year, all you've done is play with your balls.
Okay, first off, it's only been a few weeks. And second off, I don't see why it's any of your business what I do in my free time with my balls! They're my bouncy balls, I can do whatever the hell I want!
That's fair. Now that you had your fun with your pair, let's see how you handle my balls. Welcome to Antonball Deluxe, the ultimate bundle of ball-busting action. In Antonball, bounce your balls all around to break out the sewers below Boiler City. In Punchball, relieve stress and bash away the competition with ball-throwing aggressive action. Work together to clear the courses locally in ball-busting antics. It takes two to tango and everything always is better in a pair. Except for eviction notices, best not to get two of those in a row. Go head to head and versus Antonball. It ain't balls to the walls, it's balls bouncing off walls action. Take on opponents across the globe in online multiplayer and show the world what you're made of if you think you got the balls. Antonball Deluxe. Think you're ready to handle my package of games?
Antonball Deluxe is the first commercially released title by the developers over at Summitsphere, and is billed as a throwback to classic arcade quarter-munching action. Starting off as a small project created during an indie game jam, his style grew in scale from being a bite-sized classic Game Boy style throwback to a game that could be made into a commercial product. One of these versions of what would finally become Antonball Deluxe debuted during the 2020 Sonic Amateur Game Expo, or Sage for short, with a new coat of paint, polish, and color. Featuring the introduction of Anton and Annie in a form featuring different colored clothing than what they would eventually don, this game took a lot of inspiration mainly from one of Nintendo's major arcade hits, Mario Bros. The fact that a throwback to classic arcade Mario action was given a spotlight during a Sonic Fan Game Expo speaks a lot to the willingness of Sonic fans to shine a light on fan projects and games, and is also a major testament to Nintendo's unwillingness to support their fan community. I guarantee if someone tried to hold a Mario Fan Game Expo, every game entered and featured would have been taken down faster than you could say cease and the Releasing on Steam on March 5th, 2021, Antonball Deluxe made a small splash in the community of gamers who love classic Nintendo arcade action, as well as those who grew to love the characters and charm that Summitsphere put into their work.
Sounds like you're just stalling. Are you sure you're ready to handle my balls here?
Okay, relax. Let's just get right into the game.
Starting up the game, you're given the choice to play a variety of different modes: Antonball, the main game; Punchball, the secondary arcade game mode; versus Antonball, a head-to-head variant of Antonball that's multiplayer only; and online multiplayer. First, let's take a look at Antonball. So, how's this game play? Well, the best way to describe Antonball is if you were to take Atari's arcade classic, Breakout, put it on its side, and instead of the paddle, you played a classic Mario Bros. Style platformer. That is Antonball in a nutshell. You can play as a variety of characters in the game in single player and multiplayer, characters like Antonball, Annie, Nina, and Danton, as well as a cameo characters such as Peppino from Pizza Tower. See, I mentioned Pizza Tower this time around because it actually matters to the game I'm talking about. Are you happy now, Pizza Tower fans? Here you go! There's even funny inclusions like Old Manton and the cleverly named Antonball. There's some cool characters you can play as an Antonball, Piccolo. I mean, check it out. You can play as Antonball, or you can play as Antonball. Can you believe it?
Of course not. You can't even beat Punchball, Gohan.
The main story revolves around Anton for this mode, so we'll be playing as him for this video. Antonball starts with Anton leaving Brulo's casino after having a little too much fun last night. On his way home, Anton falls into an open manhole and down into the sewers below Boiler City. Now you must work your way back to the surface. The controls for this game are very simple on the surface. Anton controls like a combination between Mario from the Game Boy Advance edition of Mario Bros, having a typical jump and a crouching high jump that can be formed. Later on in the Steam version of the game, they also gave the ability to perform a small double jump in the air as well. Anton is also capable of doing a shoulder bash maneuver by pressing the B button, very much in line with what Wario is capable of. This can be used in the air to get over gaps and temporarily holds your vertical position while performing the attack. All these moves will be used in conjunction with each other in order to continually volley the ball that this game mode revolves around. The goal of each level is to ricochet the ball off the patterns of blocks on the opposite end of the playfield, using all your movement options to make sure that you're properly positioned to send the ball back. Depending on if you are holding up or down on the D-pad when colliding with the ball will allow you to influence the trajectory it will be traveling away from you. Using a shoulder bash into the ball will send it hurling at high speeds across the level, bouncing off the blocks uncontrollably. This move is risky though, since being able to keep up with the speed to position yourself to send the ball back is difficult after whacking it like that. The goal in Antonball is to clear out every last block on the field to advance on to the next level, with each one being more difficult than the last. Levels increase in difficulty by adding more complex block patterns, indestructible blocks, trickier platforms to work around, spawning enemies, and more. Thankfully, there are a variety of power-ups in Antonball to lend a hand with destroying all the blocks in the field. First is the main power-up of the game, the gun.
Alright, take my gun!
With this, Anton packs the heat and is able to directly shoot away the blocks in the field. This can be attained by destroying a specific block with a formation with the ball. This can also be gifted to you after enough time passes without destroying a block to help you get rid of any straggling blocks remaining. Second, the power-ups are the bonus ball power. By breaking this block, more balls will spawn onto the field, destroying blocks they collide into as well. Trying to get this power is very optimal in the early stages of destroying the block formations, allowing you to obtain a massive amount of points in the process of all the ricocheting. The third power is time slowing, which, as it implies, slows down time around you, making it much easier to volley the ball back onto the block structure. Finally is the afterimage technique. With this power, afterimages will spawn on your path to travel, and for a short time, these afterimages will continually have a hitbox, bouncing the ball off of them. This can be very helpful, especially if you use these effectively by creating a giant wall of Antons to keep the ball from getting past your goal. None shall pass. All these powers come in handy when clearing levels throughout Antonball. Antonball by default can be quite the challenge to complete, and there's a lot of levels to go through. 30 in total.
30?
Yeah, 30 levels. Why is that surprising to you? This is your game, man. How do you not know about this?
Well, I can only know as much as you know about this game.
What do you mean by that?
You wouldn't understand yet. Anyway, get back to my balls.
Okay.
There are a few different level themes as you progress, which all end up adding their own associated gimmicks to further challenge the player. First level is the Boiler Sewers, which just acts as the first world with little gimmickry so you can learn the ropes of Antonball. Second world is Jam Jungle, which introduces animals that drop fruit from the top of the screen that will stun you, keeping you from moving to bounce the ball back. The third world is Fudge Mountain, which introduces the bane of every platformer's existence, Ice Physics! Oh yeah, ice physics are checked off the list here, and they're fairly annoying like in many other platformers. Of all the worlds within Antonball Deluxe, Fudge Mountain is by far the hardest for me, and it all comes down to those darn ice physics. Getting to the ball is quite troublesome with those controls, and the block patterns in this level are some of the most difficult to clear as well. Also, the fact that I had the game almost soft locked on me also adds to the animosity I have to this level.
Why won't you die?
That ain't the only Fudge Mountain. I made a pretty big one in your toilet when I visited last time too.
Speaking on that, you didn't spray the bathroom at all when you used it last time, and you also hadn't got someone to actually fix my window. It's still broken.
I don't know what you're talking about. Your windows were never broken by me.
Of course they are. I saw with my own eyes. I can prove to you that the glass was broken. See?
Well, that looks fine to me.
What the? I could swear it was broken. I saw it with my own eyes.
Yeah, well, they aren't.
I'm not crazy. It was broken the last month.
The fourth level is the Brick Factory, whose main gimmick is the introduction of pits and conveyor belts. These can prove tricky at times, but are much more manageable than ice physics. The final world is Boiler City itself, which takes all the hazards up to this point and combines them together, aside from the slippery floors, thank goodness. Instead, you now have blocks that fight back. Oh yeah, these blocks are out for vengeance, out to spike you before fully disappearing from the stage after being hit by the ball. All these themes of worlds are very fun to go through. Even Fudge Mountain can be fun at times despite the ice physics. The finale of Antonball kinda ends on a whimper though, to be honest, with the boss battle being against a ball buster riding in a tank. Instead of the regular Anton ball busting action, you instead wait for the bomb to drop to whack back at the tank until he's destroyed. Upon the battle tank ball buster's defeat, Anton falls off the roof of the building, back into the streets of Boiler City, where he then proceeds to head back home, his head held high, only plummet back down into the fecal matter depths. A very arcade-style story premise and gameplay loop. It nails that arcade feel perfectly. Antonball is addicting to play in short bursts and longer play sessions too in order to master the controls to achieve high scores. If this game were in a real arcade growing up, I could definitely see myself being broke all the time in my childhood trying to spend all my money playing that arcade machine. But Antonball isn't the only game mode found within Antonball Deluxe. There's still the other game mode, Punchball!
Do I really have to?
What? No, hell no!
The story of Punchball revolves around the character, Annie. In Punchball, Brillo is holding a Punchball contest, where he chuck medicine balls at small critters to stun them, then whack them off the field to win. As part of the contest, the winner will be gifted by Brillo a lifetime supply of boba tea. With the prospect of unlimited boba at Annie's disposal, she sets out to compete in the Punchball tournament to prove that she's the best. Punchball as a game mode is much closer to the likes of Mario Bros than even Antonball is. In fact, Punchball is almost an exact duplicate of the officially licensed follow-up to Mario Bros, created by Hudson Soft in the 80s. On Japanese home computers, Hudson was given the license to make a port of Mario Bros, as well as an official sequel to the game, one of which is being known as Punchball Mario Bros, a game which had you throwing a ball at enemies to knock them over instead of bumping them from underneath before kicking them off the screen. Punchball and Antonball Deluxe is literally, verbatim, the same game, just not locked to 80s Japanese computers and actually at a playable frame rate.
Well, ain't that the bee's knees?
I see what you did there!
Just like in Mario Bros, the best way to score points within Punchball is to knock as many enemies over as you can in close proximity to each other, and then kick them off the screen together to gain a massive point bonus. Not that you'll really need it if you're just trying to get points for more lives, because Punchball is a much easier game mode compared to Antonball. There's typically a lot less going on at any given moment in time, which makes it much easier to plow through this game mode. Punchball is a nice reprieve from the intensity of the main game. Later levels within Punchball get a little more challenging, but that's only if you aren't patient. Most of my deaths in this mode come down to me just making stupid mistakes that make me run into oncoming enemies that spawn. The levels in this mode share the same themes as the stages found within Antonball, but with minor color palette changes to make them feel distinct. While I do end up liking Punchball quite a bit, especially since it sticks closer to the classic Mario Bros. Gameplay, it honestly is so easy at times it can get a bit dull playing through compared to Antonball. First runs or twos of this game is fun, but anytime I come back to Antonball Deluxe, I usually skip this mode. This game mode can be played in 2-player co-op as well, but Antonball has up to 4-player, so even in the multiplayer department, Antonball has Punchball beat.
You see that? Andy's got nothing on me.
Actually, Anton, I think the internet would beg to differ.
The next game mode is the multiplayer versus mode called Versus Antonball.
What kind of name is that? Versus Antonball? That's not very clever there, Anton.
Oh yeah? Well, LukeyDukey ain't a name to write home about either, now is it?
They're coming a little deep there. Oh, just shut up.
That's what I thought.
Oh gosh.
As this name implies, this is a head-to-head variant of Antonball, where the goal is to destroy the block structures on the opposite end of the screen, while guarding your own blocks on your side of the playfield. This mode gives off way more of a feel closer to that of Pong, where you have to protect your goal while trying to score. This mode can be quite chaotic, and I imagine it'd be a lot of fun to play in a whole squad of 4 players, if I had that many people to play with. I only got to try versus Antonball in a 1v1 match, but even with just 2 people, the matches were quite chaotic. I had a whole lot more fun than I thought I would in this mode, and the items that spawn such as trash cans that can be tossed to trap opponents, and the extra ball power dropping in on occasion add to the frantic nature of this mode. The fact that friendly fire is on too, so that you can whack the ball accidentally into your field's blocks, helping the opponent unintentionally, leads to some funny moments as well. Matches are also very fast paced, only lasting a minute or 2 from my experience. If Antonball Deluxe didn't have the online multiplayer, I would have never got to truly experience this mode like I did. And that reminds me of a major point that I want to bring up. If you get Antonball Deluxe, get the Steam version. Switch version is severely gimped, all because the online multiplayer is not included in the port, which really hurts the game immensely. Having online is a major aspect of Antonball Deluxe that drastically increases the value of the game, especially for people like me who don't have any friends who enjoy playing these kind of arcade style games. Even if the online is always full on the Steam version, this is easily alleviated if you join the Summitsphere official Discord, just so you find worthy contenders within the Discord server. I highly recommend joining not only for Antonball, but for Anton Blast community as well.
It's a blast up in there.
Finally, you have the extras menu. This is where the score you earn throughout the runs of Antonball and Punchball comes into play. The points you earn can be exchanged to unlock extra characters, stages, and sound test music via this capsule machine. Basically, you're gambling your points away for random unlocks in the game. Better be careful what rating board you tell that to though. They might bump the rating up like it's Belatro or something.
Peggy 18.
Are you not weirded out by that?
I mean, it's a little peculiar.
That is not a regular occurrence. This is not normal. Why aren't you more freaked out by this?
How is any of this that just happened any more weird than me talking to you through a TV right now?
Well, I'm not real, but the damn shot TV is real.
What do you mean you're not real? I'm talking to you right now.
If I'm real, how come we ain't both on screen at the same time ever?
What are you trying to get at?
Well, I seem to only speak when you're not visible on screen at all. Almost like you're the one speaking for me.
That's preposterous. Don't let me suggest that.
Oh, really then? Well, prove it, big shot. Let's both be on screen at the same time and see who's the crazy one. If you got the balls.
It's me! Oh my gosh! What the heck, man? Okay, first off, it's only been a few weeks. And second off, I don't see why it's any of your business what I do in my free time with my balls! What am I doing? I'm crazy!
Overall, Antonball Deluxe is a game that can be quite the fun time if you're really into arcade-style experiences. I would highly recommend picking the game up when it goes on sale, which it frequently does, and for only a few bucks with all the DLC included. At that price, this game is a steal, and with the help of Summitsphere's Discord, you'll have no problem at all finding people to play online with. You'll have a ball with this game.
No. What's going on? No. Ah! They're still broken. Oh, for a second I thought I was going crazy. Oh, thank goodness.
That poor fool. If only you could understand. Your psyche is already eroded far more than you could ever realize. If you don't discover the truth soon, it may be too late for you to recover.